Hello!
Hello, AOS fans!
It's the agents of Moonstone. What are we even doing here today?
We're working on our Moonstone intro.
Doing some work.
Yeah, so we've got some new Moonstone stuff, and we just happened to be recording on a day when it arrived, and we're very excited about it, so we thought we would unbox it.
Yeah, there's not very much. We'll just talk through what we bought, really, our reasons why, and some things that we've learned on the way on purchasing.
Mistakes we made.
But it's safe to say that Moonstone's our new favourite thing, so you might see a lot more on the channel.
I hope we will see lots of this on the channel. The models are exquisite, and it's just really, really fun and funky. I just need to learn to not get anally paralysed. No, that's not right.
It's terrible when that happens.
Analysis paralysis.
Yes, the game is very quick, so long as you don't think too much about it.
Yeah.
Which means we're in trouble. Well, you are. I'm not. I don't think much at all.
Just a word on boxes. I've got the starter box here, which is always very cute and small.
They're all
really like the boxes. And it's a really small thing. They are quite small.
They are
boxes.
very small things.
But I really like the boxes. I love the artwork. I hadn't really thought about it before. I think most boxes have the miniatures themselves on them.
Yeah, quite often. Generally in some kind of pose, painted with some scenery.
Yeah, I just really like the art style that they've used on it. I think that's more it. I'm trying to think, because actually GW boxes don't, do they? They do have pictures on. Yeah. But somehow these are better, or they appeal more to me. I really like them. They're kind of glossy and they're small.
I also like the fact that the poses that they've drawn are almost identical to the model poses themselves. So it brings them alive, but it's not just in a completely unbelievable. I know, unbelievable. It's all make believe, but it's kind of like they are. You could definitely see yourself trying to copy the artwork in your painting, but not feeling the same pressures when you look at like GW boxes and you can see the painted model on there, and there's that immediate crushing level of. There's no way I'm going to be able to paint that. And I mean, they do it in MCP as well. The models are on the front of the box. They look fantastic, but if you look at it when you're trying to paint it, quite often I find I just end up going, it's never going to happen. Never, ever.
Yeah, I love the logo as well. Because you cut and pasted that out for our videos and things. I think it looks really nice on its own. I love the glow of the stone.
Of the Moonstone.
Anyway, we're really getting into the detail there. I'm going to get rid of this one because we're not talking about that one.
Yeah, we're talking about these four. We bought 4 new boxes, which most of them have 3 models in, apart from Bristlenose, which is a dirty, great big river troll. Actually,
I did want that box in because I remembered I wanted to talk about the factions that are actually on the box, and I hadn't realised they were on the box. So you've got 3 factions in this game, and they're given on the box. So you've got this moony one with the moon on, and that is Dominion. There's one which is the sun. So I guess maybe they were the first 2 in the original part of the game. I don't know, because it's the sun. That's the Commonwealth. And then these is kind of, I'm just going to move those. There's a kind of Herne the Hunter type, sort of green
deer skull with some horn antlers on it.
And that's Leschervolt, which I guess is more fairy-ish than the other 2.
Yeah.
So there's the 3 factions, and it says on the box which they are. So this faction has the Dominion and the Commonwealth in. This one just has the Commonwealth, and then
these ones go in both Leschervolt and Dominion.
Yeah, and then these ones are Dominion. Now I did actually make a mistake. I bought the Curse because basically I wanted to paint this person who looks very much like Beast from Beauty and the Beast,
he really does.
And this girl who really looks like Alice in Wonderland.
And that creature thing coming out of her back is quite terrifying.
Yeah, and I hadn't realised that they were dual factions. So when you're building your little war bands for this game, you can mix and match 2 of the 3 factions, but you can't have 3 of 3. So I thought, for example, if we had these 2, I could put these 2 together because they're just Dominion and Commonwealth, and that would be fine. And I thought this was just going to be one of them. But this box, all the models in it are dual faction. They are all Dominion and Leschervolt on the card, because the cards have them on too. I'll flash a card up. But the cards have them on too. So that means you can't put the box that's in there, the models that are in this box, with the models that are in that box. Yeah, so I thought I could put them together just because I thought any 2 boxes could go together, as long as you didn't have a 3rd box that was of a different type. But these are dual factions, so that's something to be aware of. That I got wrong on our podcast because I hadn't realised at that point, and some kind people pointed it out to me.
Yeah, so you do have to mind it a little bit, but at the same time, it's right on the box. So once you know how that works, you can be very clear in what you're picking, and the website is all broken up very nicely as well.
Yes, it's very easy to find out the information you need. Yeah. I just didn't look properly. It was like, oh, these are great, these are brilliant.
I'm going to buy that. I'm going to buy that one too. I'm going to buy that one as well.
Get rid of that. And of course, they're actually quite good value for money. This represented about 100, just under 110 quid, which obviously is not a small amount, but at the same time, a tabletop game isn't a large amount either.
No, and there are about 10 fantastically sculpted models.
Yeah, and as soon as, and the rules for them.
Yes.
And as soon as I do buy another purchase, I can just get something else that fits with these, and then I'm good to go.
And that's a key part actually to highlight in this, is that when you buy the model, you do get all the rules for the model in the box. It's not like with a lot of other games, Games Workshop being a big one, that you don't have to go out and buy a rule book. It's right here, and if they do update the cards, they go online. You can either download and print them out yourself, or you can buy the newer versions from their online store as well, which is also fantastic.
Yeah, I think this little rule book may be available online. I'm not 100% sure of that. I think it may be. But there is a bigger rule book which we don't have, which again is something else new that we learned. There is a bigger hardback rule book that I guess we'll probably invest in at some point.
It has a bunch of characters in there, and it's got a little storyline for each of them, so you get to learn a little bit more about them.
Yes. So we look out for that. And there is also these little box of campaign cards. Now, what do the campaign cards have in them, Pete? So
the campaign cards, it has 70 campaign cards, 36 upgrade cards, and 1 campaign quick reference card, which is quite handy.
Okay.
So when you pop that open, I do like the style of these cards as well, because they're not like the typical just glossy cards. They've got like a texture to them, which I find quite pleasing and tactile.
Yeah, all the cards are like that, aren't they?
Yes. So you get a little campaign card which just details the order in which you're doing things if you're playing a campaign game, and then you get a whole bunch of cards. So there's all of these campaign cards. I'm just going to drop them everywhere whilst I'm talking. And then there is near the back a bunch of upgrade cards as well. So those are all the upgrade cards, and these are all the campaign cards. And another thing we learnt, and a slight mistake we made, is that to really use these 100% effectively, you do need to buy the campaign book. Which we
I hadn't realised it was a campaign, but I just saw these. I think I was looking on my phone, and I just saw these and thought, oh, they look cool, and they were quite a reasonable price. And I thought, oh, I'll get those while I'm placing an order. But I hadn't realised there was a campaign book.
But you can use them on their own.
You can.
There's multiple ways that you and your opponent can agree to use them in one-off games and stuff like that as well.
You can sub in some upgrades, for example.
Yeah.
Which I've got here, like Dusty Old Scrolls, which is for a wizard or cleric only. When declaring an arcane ability, this character may increase their arcane stat by +1 once per turn.
See, there's some fantastic campaign cards here. This one is like, target a character within 3 inches of a tree or wooded patch terrain piece. Suffers 4 wounds, cannot move or be moved until the end of the turn.
What's it called?
It's quite cool. It's called Tangle Tree. The wording's a little bit questionable on it, but it's still really cool. I love the fact that it uses the scenery that you're around. There's one here, Twist Time, which is just move target character 3 inches, so some nice simple ones.
I found one for you here. It's an upgrade. It's Unusual Odour. Unusual Odour. Other models within 2 inches suffer -1 melee stat and -1 arcane stat.
I've got Erudition here. For the remainder of the game, wizards and clerics you control gain +1 arcane stat. Not bad. So there's lots of nice little cards in here that do things that will give you stuff, and there's some are more related to the campaign setting, because there's one here which says, if you had the highest power of all players in the campaign at the start of this game week, gain 1 machination point, which is consolidate power. So some of them are a bit more related to, the actual campaign setting itself, and it has times when you play and might play after the game or play during the activation step, or various points in the game that you can play it on. So there's some good little options in there, I think.
Yes, so there's a couple of things I just noticed on this campaign reference card. So you do the game as normal, but then there's steps 4 and 5 is choose campaign cards and place objective markers, which I don't think we know what, but choose campaign cards, I assume there's some mechanism for choosing those. But I don't know how objective markers work, so that's something we need to find out. And then I noticed for winning a game, you get Moonstones collected, like a standard game we've been playing, plus modified by campaign cards. I don't know what that means, whether there's extra victory points, because that equals victory points. Well, so the player with the most victory points has won, it says.
Well, there's one here like the High Road. Play after the game. If you won the game, gain 2 machination points. The Slippery Squid, if you lost the game, gain 2 machination points.
I see. Well, there is winning that campaign is total victory points plus total machination points equals the power. So I'm guessing that's like, so even if you don't win, you might be able to Machiavelli type a system to actually win the whole campaign.
Well, there's some that remove points from your opponents as well, and there's one here which says if friendly characters are in possession of all Moonstones that were grown at the start of the game, gain 4 victory points, and your opponent loses 2 machination points.
Wow,
so
that's pretty tough, though.
Yeah,
but that does sound like the sort of thing that would just frazzle my brain. That's the only thing I'd be slightly worried about. I'm not very good at machinations.
It's what they call brown nose. Choose another player in the campaign. The chosen player may not sabotage you next week and must support you if able. So
brilliant.
So there's obviously the campaign settings are all week-based stuff, and obviously we know nothing about it, but there's obviously some kind of week-based, actual time-based thing there where you actually support and can ally with other people and stuff like that. So
particularly with just 2 of us.
It might a little bit, but yeah, if you're interested in joining us in a campaign, you live nearby, do let us know. It'd be cool to get some other people playing this because it is a very quick game to play.
Absolutely. So let's dive in the boxes. We've already talked far longer than I thought we would about that. So these are the kind of ones you chose.
They are.
And these are the ones I chose. So I chose the Administration of Justice and the Cursed.
I chose Booty's Bilge and Bristlenose. So I was going for the bees.
The bees, he only got as far as B in the list.
Booty's Bristlenose Bilge.
So bulge. Do you want to dive in?
Yes, let's have a look. So again, the boxes are nicely simple. One thing that is quite funky is they have sponges in them. Sponges in them.
Yeah,
it's brilliant. It's like it's the 80s again. So you get your 3 cards for your characters. Again, they're the nice little textured things.
Those sponges.
They are, yeah. You can use those to do some stippling effects. Some of them.
Also handy if you need to do the washing up or have a wash.
Don't bother with that one. Don't get that upgrade if you do that. You get your bases, and again, these are different to the GW ones because they've got like the rounded edges, which I never was a fan of, but they're growing on me more these days as I age.
Yeah.
And then I've got the model. It's all in its piece. All the models are in their pieces on this one because they are, and this is the only negative to this whole game, they are resin.
So who'd you get in the box?
So in this box itself, you get El Capitano, who's a goblin riding a boat. I think that's awesome. There's Swiggity Swooty, who's a goblin with an octopus on his head, so he can't see, and the octopus is carrying loads of things, and that's pretty cool. And Krusty Balboa, which is another goblin riding.
He's a goblin,
right? He's a goblin, but he's riding a big crab slash. Actually, it's a lobster with a hook for a hand.
Fantastic. The lobster's got a hook for a hand.
The lobster has a hook.
Fantastic.
So it's got 1 claw and 1 hook.
Fantastic. He's got some pretty nice abilities as well.
Yeah.
His first of the month is his upgrade.
Brilliant.
Krusty Balboa.
So yeah, that's in that box there. I'm looking forward to sticking them together.
Now I bought the Administration of Justice, which contains Old Calders, Sir Guillemot Poppycock, and Tabby the Librarian, who is being pushed along by I don't know if you can see that, but she's being pushed along by, I think it's just a sort of small man. I don't think it's a goblin.
We might be able to pop up the pictures from the website,
yes,
so we'll see if we can do that.
And she's got a book and a giant pole arm.
It's a pole, but it's got like an armoured gauntlet that's pointing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that I really love. In a lot of other game systems, it would be this ornately carved blade with all these fiery effects. Like, no, that's just a pointing gauntlet.
So I've got some resin in there, lovely feather work on there for Poppycock.
Like the feather work.
Yeah. Oh, I've got the same size bases as you. And yeah, I've got a Tactical Retreat. Is Old Calders, same as Flintlocks, I think. And the Knee Smasher for Guillemot Poppycock. But my favourite of all, Tabby the Librarian, her special ability, she's a cleric, but her special ability is shh.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Excellent. I did notice that Krusty Balboa, 2 of his special moves, one's called Pinch and one's called Punch.
First of the month.
This is why this game is so good.
Yeah.
This is hilarious.
This is really why it's called First of the Month. I love that.
Yep.
Tabby the Librarian, she's got a range of 3, which is pretty tasty.
Ooh, interesting. I can't wait now. I'm going to open the next one. I've got Bristlenose. He actually has some old-fashioned packing peanuts in there too.
Are they the ones you can eat?
No, not some. Well, you can, but yeah.
Oh no, they're polystyrene.
Slightly carcinogenic.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, he even comes in a little plastic pouch, the card, which is nice. He's cool in that if you have water features, we're going to have a lot of water features now. He can jog freely over water features and gains +2 energy during the replenish step if any part of his base is within a water feature.
That's pretty good.
So
he only gets 2.
Yeah, he does only get 2, so he does badly need water, or else he's severely gimped. And the model himself is in some bubble wrap. You don't get bubble wrap these days in this But it's a big old model, and he looks fantastic.
So he is like a fishy troll, basically.
He's basically like a river troll type thing, and he's got a shoulder pad. He does.
We need to get a bridge. We haven't got a bridge.
But I'm really looking forward to him. I'm going to do a terrible job of painting him, but I'm really looking forward to painting him.
Slightly regretful of eating that packing peanut now.
The carcinogens getting into your system.
I thought they were just basically puff rice. I thought effectively not rice, but
I'm not sure they're rice.
They're not rice, but I think they're a natural. I think those ones are just a natural foodstuff. They're not really.
Do you think?
I think
they're plastic.
Do you think? I don't think they are.
They'll probably come out sooner or
They're
later.
biodegradable.
Are they?
Yeah, those ones are.
That doesn't necessarily mean they're consumable.
No, possibly. Well, I did consume one.
Well, you did. So they are consumable. And what's the last one you were opening over there?
The last one, sorry, is the Cursed. I got so excited by the fact that I've eaten plastic. The Cursed. So he's got Anya Bartol and Stridger. Anya, who's got like a ghost growing out the back of her.
Yeah.
The Beast, who is the Beast of from Beauty and the Beast, and the Revenant. I don't know if he looks like Leonardo DiCaprio or not.
I don't think he does, because Leonardo DiCaprio in that film was scary as.
Yeah. Actually, I haven't seen that film. No, it doesn't really look like.
Definitely worth watching.
Right.
So that's a little besides. So you actually get 4 models in here, but you have to swap one with the other because one is like the Alice in Wonderland looking one, and the other one has this big scary thing coming over the back.
The Revenant's special ability is Destiny Fulfilled, and you don't want to do a thrust against Destiny Fulfilled because it is 4 damage, which is the most I've ever seen.
Ouch! Yeah, that is definitely. We've seen lots of 3 damages, but not a 4.
The Beast has a bellow, which basically doesn't take any damage, and the person has to move away. It's basically completely avoids just any damage.
Yeah.
And Anya, well, she has various things. Her special abilities are lose control and regain control. Brilliant. With a couple of complicated in-step effects.
See, Bristlenose the Troll, just looking back at his card, he has the Insatiable Hunger attack, which afterwards, if the enemy is slain, he regains all of his wounds and all his energy.
Ow!
Nasty.
Ow!
Nasty.
I hate that. You had another bit. You have one of those. It's
Grub has
it's
that
quite
too.
hard to kill things in this game.
Yeah.
That seems very OP to me, but that's because you've got it and not me.
But he does have an evade of +2. He's very hard.
Okay.
He finds evading very tough.
Yeah, so that's where Flintlock would be good.
But to combat that, he does have 12 wounds. So, yeah, he's going to be quite hard to take out, I think.
Yeah. And it's interesting. I'm interested to see how the balance works because he's not like worth 2 people, is he? He's only one.
He's still only worth 1, but
person.
it's because he only has two energy points. So, unless he can get near water, he's going to be plodding along quite slowly a lot of the time. So
you just avoid the water. If you get in the water, but I just move directly away from the water.
Yeah.
I'm not engaging in the water. Pinch punch first of the month. 10 tie surprise.
Yeah, 10 times surprise is a bit of a question one for Swiggity Spooty. He has a pistol as well, though, which is quite cool. And then there's the Jolly Roger from El Capitano, which damage from this attack cannot be reduced by any passive abilities. That's not bad. It's not bad at all. There we go.
Excellent. So that's it. That is our diving into our new boxes.
Basically, us just opening boxes and drooling all over them and just flashing about what we've got.
And immediately, I want to get more. But we will paint these. We will paint these up. I'm going to paint up my Administration of Justice probably first because I can more easily use those. And by that time, I'd have broken and bought some new ones.
And I am definitely looking forward to getting some more. Maybe some of the fairy ones. There's some pretty cool looking ones of those as well. The sprites, the nymphs, or whatever they're called. So definitely looking forward to playing these on the table. Do let us know in the comments below if you have particular favourites, if there's some you'd like to see us play more than others, or if you just generally have never seen this before and are looking forward to seeing us cover some games.
Absolutely.
And if so, what kind of games or mechanics are you more interested in? Do let us know in the comments.
Do let us know your experiences of the campaign and what we could do with just the campaign box, or should we just go all in and buy all the rule books, everything?
Buy everything. Everything.
Okay, well, thanks for listening. Do like and subscribe, ring that bell and all that jazz, and we'll see you soon on the Agents of Sigmar.